We could all use a little bit more patience. And I want it now. Hello, my name is Mike Gray, and welcome to another 5-minute video. Isn't that always the way? In this microwave society, we don't want to wait for anything. We always want things right now. Yeah, and I've always been a little headstrong and impatient, especially in my younger days. And I remember asking God to help me with patience. And the way God answered that prayer was to give me 2 children. And over time, over years, it helped me to learn patience. That's what I want to talk about today, is patience. In the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verses 7 through 11, we can read there, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourselves over the one who prospers in his way, over the man who carries out evil devices. Refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourselves. It tends only to evil. For the evildoer shall be cut off, but those who wait on the Lord shall inherit the land. In just a little while, the wicked will be no more. Though you look carefully at his place, he will not be there. But the meek shall inherit the land and delight themselves in the abundant peace." You see, that's the way it always is. We're always looking for shortcuts, ways to get around things, ways to do things, maybe the wrong way, but it gets us to where we want to go faster. But it never really works out in the long run. Like David said in the Psalms, we're going to look for them in their usual places, and they're not going to be there. And we see that in the world today. People are always making shortcuts and taking the wrong paths, and eventually it catches up to them, and they end up in jail. And we look for them in their regular place behind their desk at their office, and they're not there. They've been incarcerated. We have to learn that with patience, we may not necessarily get the goal that we thought we were after, but the reward that we get is so much greater and will last so much longer. In Romans chapter 12, verse 12, it says, "Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer." And that really is what I think is one of the keys to gaining patience, is to be constant in our prayer life. It needs to be part of our daily routine that we go to God, ask for strength, ask for help, and then wait for him, and not try to do it all ourselves. That's usually where we get into trouble, is we decide that we're not going to wait on God anymore, and we're going to do it our own way. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2, it says, "With all humility and gentleness, with patience, bear one another in love." So that's another thing I think it takes for patience, is we have to develop humility. We have to understand that we are not the most important person on the planet, and that all good things take time to develop and be perfected. And that we're not just to be patient with ourselves, but with others as well. See, we're all growing at a different rate, and we all have different goals that we're working toward. In Isaiah chapter 40, verses 29 through 31, he says, "He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, he increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." See, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. The more patient we are, the stronger we become. And in the end, we can say, just like the Apostle Paul said to Timothy in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 and 8, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness with the Lord, the righteous judge. He will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearing." May we all develop the patience for ourselves and for others, so that we too can receive that crown of righteousness. Thanks for watching.